So there's been a lot of debate in regards to this year's Game Awards. I feel like there's always a good level of debate and internet vitriol, but I feel like this year is kind of creeping up and becoming one of the more divisive nominations. And the nomination I'm talking about is Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. It's a DLC. It's add-on content. What is it doing in Game of the Year? What is it doing in that category? And I'm kind of two mindsets. Like, I'm not super upset about this, just to be clear. But I am of two mindsets. One, I totally get it. It's Elden Ring. It's fucking fantastic. It probably should be held. It's better than most games that have come out this year. I think that is safe to say. But also at the same time, I'd rather have it in a best DLC category. It would eat up that category. That's the guaranteed winner. But I really do think that nominating DLC is a really good idea. There's tons of excellent add-on content every single year. I think about the Final Shape from Destiny. People couldn't shut up about that game. I think about Lake House from Alan Wake 2. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. You could even throw in fighting games. You could throw in Street Fighter. They added Terry this year. That's fucking insane, man. I think Elden Ring would have a little bit of a competition from Terry. Or even Tekken. You know, there's so much DLC that comes out in any given year. It doesn't make sense not to have its own category. It's such a big part of the gaming landscape and its marketplace. It's important to these products. And yeah, I don't know. To not acknowledge that feels weird. To nominate it for Game of the Year feels even weirder. I don't know. Again, I'm not losing sleep. I'm not upset about this, but I do think, and I do hope that Jeff Keighley sees this and says, hey, maybe we should make that change. Speaking of change, something that's just been kind of irking me every single year, honestly. And again, to be clear, I do like the Game Awards. Like, I genuinely enjoy the show. Pretty much every year, I've always had a very good time. Like, I do think it's super entertaining. It does get you in the feels. You know, you do get to see these teams, and that stuff is super important. I do want to just clarify that. I do enjoy the Game Awards. However, some of these categories are just bizarro. Look at action adventure. What is going on in this category? Silent Hill? Zelda? In the same, there's just something about this pairing of games. And then there's action games. Stellar Blade for sure should be here, but why is Call of Duty here? I don't know. It just doesn't really make sense. There's no clear vision behind these categories. It kind of just feels like, well, Call of Duty is an action-packed video game. I guess we throw it in there. You know, like, I don't know, man. Like, action game is a genre. It's a very clear-cut genre, and it has been for decades now. It feels weird to put Call of Duty in there. It feels weird to put Silent Hill and action adventure. I don't know. There's just, the categories are a little jumbled and a little all over the place. And I do think that the addition of more categories is important for the future of the Game Awards as well. I know we have Best Action Game and Best Action Adventure, but what about, like, I don't know, Best Retro Game, Best 2D Side-Scroller, Best Open World Game? I know that gets a little out of control, you know, and there's obviously, you got to find nominations for all of these categories. But I don't know, I wish they would just experiment a little bit more, or at least have more clear-cut definitions for these categories. What defines these categories? Because right now it just feels like a bunch of random popular games thrown in a category. Every single game is an action adventure game. Every game. Like, what's I don't get it. I really don't, man. Like, you already have best RPG, best action adventure, best sim strategy, but you don't have, like, I don't know, a best shooter? Best open world RPG, best JRPG, best 2D side scroller. Like, there are plenty of games that would fill those spots. Best farming simulator. Like, there's a plethora of games that are just not getting nominations. And I feel like we want more games represented at this show. Isn't that kind of the whole point of this thing? And don't even get me started on best family, dude. What even is this category? It's usually just the Nintendo category, but this year we have Astrobot, you know, the family game. Again, it's something that's irked me for years. It's probably never going to change. It's always going to be this way, but I do want to be vocal about it. I want Keighley to know. Jeff Keighley, let's spread the love a little bit. Let's get some more categories in there. I think there's room for that. I think it would benefit the show. You already give away so many awards during like commercial breaks too. Like, what's a couple more? Now, before I end today's video, I do want to talk a little bit about some snubs. Some games that are missing. Some people that are missing. And again, Jeff Keighley wants this. He's always tweeting out, hey guys, like, what do you think about this? What are some... He literally tweeted out, like, what are some snubs? Here I am, Jeff Keighley. I'm giving them to you. Where is Cody Christian for Best Voice Actor? It's insane to me. Cody Christian is the voice actor behind Cloud. And in my opinion, Cloud as a character and Christian as a voice actor really carries that game. And really, I don't know, Cloud as a character just becomes so endearing throughout the entirety of the game. There's so many emotional complexities to his character. There's so many amazing moments between him and other characters. It just feels bizarre not to see that at the Game Awards. I don't know. I was a little confused. I thought that was a shoo-in. I thought he was the winner, just straight up. I thought, oh, for sure, he's getting it this year. Like, he's winning that award. But no, not even a nomination, which is crazy to me. No disrespect to Brianna White. I think she's fantastic as Aerith. All of these other actors are excellent. They do carry their games. It just, I don't know, it feels a little weird to have Aerith there. Like, if I had to pick any actor from Rebirth, Aerith would be like 5th place. Which is crazy considering the context of the game, but that's just kind of how it is. Sticking with Rebirth a little bit longer, and before I continue, I do want it to be clear, every other game in this category deserves the nomination. I'm not criticizing the other games. However, I am absolutely flabbergasted that Rebirth did not get nominated for Best Art Direction. Just absolutely flabbergasted. If you played Rebirth longer than a few hours, you know exactly what I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about Calm. I'm talking about Gold Saucer, Junon, Costa del Sol. All of these just incredible environments that show scale, that show fantasy, that show color. An entire card game. All of these new bosses, all of these character designs, all of these new NPCs, all of the vehicles, all of the weapons. There is just so much in Rebirth. It is insane that that video game even exists, period. But the art direction specifically is something that I think it's probably the best part about the entirety of the game. I'll just be real with you. The environments, the exploration, and seeing all of this stuff come to life is literally the best part of that game. And I just cannot believe it didn't get nominated. Again, I thought it was a shoo-in. I thought for sure Rebirth is going to win this award. It doesn't look like it. And that's crazy, man. My last big snub that I'll mention here is Best Independent Game. Get that trash Balatro out of here and get Thank Goodness You're Here in Best Indie. Come on now. We are not about to have this conversation. No, in all seriousness, Best Independent Game is a stacked category this year. You have Balatro, you have Lorelei, Neva, UFO 50, Animal Well. So many incredible games. Whatever gets nominated for Best Independent Game of the Year, just play those. Just do yourself a favor and play those. Any award show. I'm talking Golden Joystick, all that's Player's Choice, all that stuff. Just look at that category and just pick a couple of games, because they're usually just fucking fabulous. Those are usually actually the real best games of the year, so definitely give these games a try. But one game that is missing and that you must give a try is Thank Goodness You're Here. Yes, that's the actual name of the video game. So this is a critical darling, for one. It's a comedy-driven, top-down adventure game. It has an incredible art style. It has just some excellent voice acting and beautiful music. There were moments that legit got me emotional. And again, it's comedy-driven. It's super goofy and really gross, too. There just really isn't games like this being made. unless you're, scrounging the web and looking through the shovelware on the eShop and on Steam, you're really not going to get this kind of comedy from any other video game. There's no best comedy category at the Game Awards. I think that's the real problem. There's no best comedy. And I think Jeff Keighley needs to change that. I think honestly I'm more frustrated that just nobody played this game. It's so funny when you're going throughout the year and picking up random indie games, picking up games that review really well and games that don't review really well. I remember playing Haunty earlier this year, and I proclaimed it as one of the best games of the year so far. It did not review very well, and fucking nobody played it. And it feels the same for Thank Goodness You're Here, except this time it did review really well. I thought it might have been able to garner some kind of cult following, but I guess just not enough outlets picked it up, not enough outlets reviewed the game, and that hurt its chances, and it's kind of frustrating that that's how all of this stuff is structured. If these big outlets don't pick up the game, don't review it, or don't even talk about it, odds are it's not getting a nomination, and that's the rules. That's kind of how things work. It's one of the more frustrating things about the Game Awards, but at the same time, it's, in my opinion, what makes it so interesting. It is a very good view at how things are in the industry, in terms of games journalism, in terms of marketing, in terms of the decisions that these companies are making. It's just all fascinating to me. It really makes you think of the ramifications of all of this. When a game wins an award. If someone wins Best Indie at the Game Awards, what does that tell them? I'm doing a good job. I should keep doing this. I have a knack for it. I'm going to make another game. Look at it from Sony's perspective. Astrobot got nominated for Game of the Year, man. And it might win. It might win Game of the Year. What does that tell PlayStation? We should make more of these kinds of games. And that puts a big smile on my face. Yes, more Astrobot, please. Look at it from Microsoft's perspective. Xbox doesn't really have any games nominated, huh? Oh man, not really any Xbox representation in these categories, huh? That'll be all from me today. Thank you so much for getting through the video. Comment down below. Give me your grievances, man. Dear Keighley, let it out. Let me know your feelings towards the Game Awards. And of course, your snubs as well. Let me know what's missing from these nominations. What is your favorite game this year? Comment down below and give me your thoughts. Again, thank you for getting through the video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, until next time, party on.